Like, we forget about the fact that, like, someone could have a newborn at home and then this happens, and what a mess.
Upstairs on the main deck, a lot of the glass had actually been pushed out and smashed all over the place. Chairs just turned like lollipops. It's just crazy.
But at least he had a really cool hat out of it. We're all digging that hat this morning. 15,000 homes across Sydney are without power. We know at least 3 people have died in the flooding. Rain is expected to taper off tomorrow. Remember yesterday we showed you that houseboat that got loose and was going down the river? Just a mess there. Now take a look at what the National Weather Service is calling a tornado. This is from Desert Center in Southern California, just southeast of Joshua Tree National Park. The rotating cloud was first reported from an aircraft pilot as small storms blew up across the desert yesterday. The National Weather Service has not assessed the damage in order to get an EF rating. So an EF is like the Saffir-Simpson scale. For those of you that aren't as familiar with tornadoes, that's how we, rank a hurricane, category 1 to category 5. Tornadoes go from EF0 to EF5. Now, how they rank that is by the damage. You can't just look at a video or take observations, which is hard to do. You actually go look at the damage and then you say, oh, I know winds of, 120 miles an hour could cause that type of damage, and that's the ranking that it gets. No tornadoes to worry about here throughout deep into the Midwest today. It's snow that we're still worried about coming down, but this is where we could see the storms firing up Wednesday, and then Thursday. Friday, I think, is going to be a bigger day for us as well. The moisture comes in. This is a later in the day event in the Northeast, dry here along the East Coast and still those mild temperatures, but it's going to be cooler and wetter into the afternoon hours tomorrow. Highs only in the 50s. Al.
Steph, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us this morning. AMHQ coming up next. Sam Champion, Jen Delgado, Jim Cantori will help you deal with that threat that's pending for the next several days. And, of course, we'll be back with you tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m. and if conditions warrant, even earlier than that. In the meantime, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 81. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, good morning and happy Earth Day. And by the way, it's Wednesday, so we made it this far in the week together. Let's make it amazing. Wet and windy, scattered showers from Washington to Massachusetts today. There are so many stories to tell you from the Mid-Atlantic to the Northeast. A lot of weather changes happening in the next 24 hours, including a little bit of strong storms on your drive time home. So we'll get you caught up with it. Hey, piercing lightning slicing through the night sky. Take a look at this in Virginia. Wind advisory there this morning, all the way south to North Carolina. Wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Get ready for that. Fire and rain in South Florida. Have you seen these images today? Because the fire got bigger. 2 days of raging wildfire scorching nearly 2,000 acres. Rain, a welcome sight, up to 3 inches, could help fire crews fight that battle. Will be there. And this is an incredible sight. 3 straight days of rain, because we travel the world to find you the weather. So rain causing massive flooding here. People trapped in homes and cars. You won't believe the video that we're getting out of Australia this morning. We'll get to that. But first, Jim, we've got some active weather here in the stateside.
That's a lot of action down there in the land down under, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to watch out to the east. We got a cold front that's coming on through, and as it comes through and before it brings the colder weather, there's a lot of wind just above 4,000 feet here. So some of this is going to get transported down. Watch out. We will time it out for you here just a little bit later on. Our main severe weather event, not only today but over the next several days, is going to be in Texas and across the plains. Dallas, when are you going to look at severe weather? We will time it out for you as well. Will it be the rush hour or will it be overnight? Sam, answers to those questions coming up.
All right, sir. And that's an important part of the country to keep an eye on.
Yes.
Jim's watching it for you. We're also watching a very active radar this morning. Take a look at some of the showers. We'll go from Midwest into Northeast today, but we've also got some snow. Still, Michigan, Marquette's getting a little flurry. Hey, Wisconsin, you're not immune from a few snowflakes as well, and we might even see some of this kiss northern New York State. So we'll talk about that in the forecast. Let's get down into Cincinnati. We have heard through Twitter and Facebook that you guys have a little bit of hail, small hail going through that area, so heads up. Dayton, you're involved in this. This is just south of Indianapolis, but right there in the Queen City. If you're driving from Louisville all the way north, be prepared for that. This is rapidly traveling toward the east. So Hillsborough, you're involved in some of this as well. So other cities that we're watching this morning, because we're pretty active. Pittsburgh, you've seen some steady rain this morning. Those showers will continue throughout the afternoon. Here's your hour by hour Pittsburgh. So grab the umbrella. We like to friendly remind you that as you head out the door. There is one dry part of your day, but don't miss it. It's right around 2 p.m. when you just notice some clouds and nothing's really falling from the sky. So heads up on that today. Indianapolis, good morning. You've got some rain as well. We could clear out within the next hour or so. You're partly cloudy for the rest of the day. The good news is that. The tough news to take today if you want to be outside, you got to pay attention to the wind. The wind is going to be strong and gusty for a good part of the day today. And keep an eye on those temperatures. We're about 49 degrees by the time we get to 3 o'clock this afternoon. That rain is headed into the Northeast today. Jim's watching that. And Jim, we've got that severe threat you're going to talk about. So let's get deeper into who gets what this morning.
Absolutely. We've got that big upper low in the eastern part of the country, and that's why it's cold, and that's why we've seen snow. I saw one spot in northern Michigan, Sam, with 5 inches of snow on the ground. That's got to hurt. I just got to be honest with you.
Yeah, because by now...
Trout Lake, Michigan. 5 inches of snow on the ground. Anyway, that's your snow report for the day. Anyway, so we've got a cold front that's come all the way down again south of Florida, and there's another one working its way through Indiana this morning. Sam just talked about that, and this is going to charge east today. And as it does, we're going to kind of light up this area with some showers and thunderstorms. There's not a ton of moisture, but there's a lot of instability. And when you heat the ground and you create that buoyant air mass, it's like kaboom. Everything just pretty much goes off from there. And these aren't going to be big top thunderstorms, but everything will probably be below 30,000 feet today, but it'll be enough to transport the wind down. I'll tell you that right now, and you'll definitely feel it. So the model doing a nice job with initiation, and you know how the can man feels when it initiates well. He wants to show you what the model shows. So look at what happens here. West of New York City down through D.C. by about 3 o'clock, we've got a line of thunderstorms, and there'll probably be some warnings with that. There'll be some lightning, so that's the first threat. The second threat, maybe those damaging winds. And then by 4:30, Sam, certainly looks like the upstate of New York up there by the beautiful Hudson Valley over towards Schenectady, New York, where they make that fantastic Pareca bread all the way down through western Connecticut. I figure, you know what, since you've been getting so much food in lately, I might as well get it in myself. Down the Garden State Parkway as well. So watch out for wind with these guys as they push on off. Other than that, we're not going to worry about too much, just the cold returning and maybe even some snow for the Appalachians. Yeah, believe it or not. Highest Torcon today is going to be north central Texas. We're watching a cluster of storms this morning. Damaging wind threat with these as they drop onto the south could be 60, 70 mile per hour winds. A lot of lightning too. I think this cluster will drop south of Oklahoma City. As a matter of fact, I can guarantee it. So watch out in Chickasha. It's coming your way. Look out for the winds. You can see the rain-cooled air line right there. That's called the cold outflow, and that is working its way through Oklahoma City now. So it's definitely getting windier and definitely getting cooler in Oklahoma City, and not too worried about any showers here in Arkansas and Missouri. These should weaken as we go on in time. Torcon 4 today. Dallas, it'll be around potentially after sunset tonight.
Okay, so Jim just highlighted that. That's a very important spot for us today. We're already in place, as you would know, in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Torcana 4, as Jim just said, issued for the area. Our Mike Seidel is there at Dallas Live this morning. So, Mike, walk us through the way the weather unfolds today, in case I'm waking up in Dallas all the way to Denton, Fort Worth as well this morning. Hey, Mike.
Hey, good morning, Sam. Right now, it's not bad. Skies are clear. It's a nice, comfortable morning here in North Texas. Temperatures in the low 60s. Dew points in the mid-50s, but they're going to come up through the afternoon into the mid-60s. It'll be more unstable, that south wind, and we're going to be in the warm sector. That front up in Oklahoma is going to drop down to North Texas, and so south of there and across Dallas, Fort Worth, over towards the Arklatex, and then all the way to the Gulf Coast, we have a severe threat today. And this is severe weather season. Take you back 3 years ago in North Texas. This is the south side of Dallas. This EF3 twister picked up these tractor trailers and spun them around like matchsticks. So it gives you an idea of what what can happen in this area in the springtime. We're not saying this is going to happen today. In fact, let's give you the impacts today. Mainly a hail wind threat, a few pop-up storms beginning mid to late afternoon. The evening rush shouldn't be too bad, but then later on tonight, we think there's going to be a convective complex of thunderstorms roll down the front later on tonight. And again, wind, hail, isolated tornado possible. Same deal on Thursday, more of a late afternoon, widely scattered storm setup, and then later in the evening, a better chance of those thunderstorms. And once again, the major threats today and tomorrow will be wind and hail with a chance of a tornado or two. Torcon tomorrow, Sam, is 3. Sam?
Hey, Mike, if you turn around right now, you might catch it. I don't know if you noticed the W Hotel behind you. They do that light show, and I love that. I love that place, by the way. It's a great place to hang out when you're in Dallas. But it says Smile up behind it, right beside your shoulder. It looked beautiful.
That's the Omni Hotel doing us a favor, telling us this morning to smile here, right off the freeways.
All right, Mike, thanks. You just made our morning with that. So let's
get him to smile there. It took him a second there, but
well, you know, it's early in the morning. It's early. It's early.
Cares?
You have a smile on, though.
I always have a smile on, usually, but you know, depends on the time of the day. Let's start off right now looking at the southeast. Now, today we are going to see a little bit of change out there. You remember yesterday, so many people saw such beautiful weather. We do have a front that we're watching, but down towards the southeast, we have rain across parts of Florida. Nothing severe out there. Basically, that front we were looking at yesterday, it's stalled out there. This isn't going to produce the explosive storms like what we saw yesterday. Kind of the pesky stuff you just don't want to see when you're at the beach. And then here's our front that's just really knocking on the door of Nashville. You see the rain there. We're going to time this out for you. As we started off, it looks real quiet across areas, including the Tennessee Valley. As we look ahead through noontime, nothing there. Notice for southern parts of Florida, looking at a line of showers moving through. And then by 5 o'clock, some of those popping up. So a few more clouds, but lots of clearing for areas including Atlanta, Charlotte, as well as into Charleston. And of course, we're going to be looking at warm temperatures out there. But Sam, of course, will watch out for the chance for a few showers.
Oh, yeah. And every little bit will help down there. It'll help them fight that fire that's just outside of Miami as well. And we're going to show you that. Smoke still hanging over parts of South Florida this morning. We're going to see how the rain helps with all these firefighters that are trying to battle a 2,000-acre fire. Here's your local weather on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 81. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nine minutes after the hour. So glad you're with us. And take a look at this. 3 boaters are safe this morning. This is happening off the coast of Kodiak, Alaska. You can see the chopper that moved in for the rescue there. Their 82-foot fishing boat, big business here in the area, caught on fire. They called for help immediately. They climbed into their life raft, did everything right. And because of that, the Coast Guard arrived within a half hour. Conditions there, 20-mile-an-hour winds. It's always rough seas out there, it seems. Yeah. 3 to 4 foot seas during that rescue. The men were wearing immersion suits. So as I said, everything right. And it helped protect them from those elements. The Alaska water temperatures, in case you're interested in that area. Jim, that whole area is the Gulf of Alaska. What area do they call? I don't know this as well. The Bay of Alaska area.
I'm not sure.
But I'm gonna bone on it. But just because I haven't.
The Bay of Fundy, something like that.
No, Fundy's
Fundy. Sorry.
That's Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
okay.
Up on the other side.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
But 42 degrees, 43. This time of year, it's easy to get those water temperatures even in the high 30s and the low 40s.
Yeah.
I just need to bone up on my geography in that area off the coast of Alaska. So
it's rough seas. There's tremendous currents up there too. I mean, the longer they sit out there in the water, they're adrift. and heading, God knows where. So, that's the issue with that. The great job of the Coast Guard, as always, getting there and doing their job wonderfully.
You saw the pictures right here, so it all happened. Everybody was okay. All right, we may get some rain in South Florida this morning, a little bit of it. That's a very good thing. It'll be a welcome sight because firefighters were yesterday still trying to get to that. The fire spread overnight in size, but containment may be something else. So let's check in. WTVJ's Michael Spear is live in West Kendall near Miami. Hey, Michael, let's give us the updated information on some type of containment today because that's different from yesterday.
Yeah, a very different picture. The updated number is 60% contained, but this fire is still burning despite that rain. And when we spoke to you yesterday, you'll notice it's a much different picture. I can actually breathe. I can see. This whole area here yesterday was blanketed by that heavy smoke as that fire has burned more than 2,100 acres here in southwest Miami-Dade. So this is the Miami metro area. It is spread. This smoke is spread throughout the metro area. But you'll notice today we're looking at sort of the aftermath of the fire in one part of this area, and you can actually see. So that is some good news, the rain helping. We did hear from the Forest Service that the rain we saw in this area for this wildfire was not as heavy as other parts of Miami-Dade, but it did help crews get a handle on this and bump up those containment numbers to 60%. So that is the very good news. And as you'll notice, it is very cloudy today. It's a lot cooler this morning, so that's something the Forest Service will be watching. And they tell us that everything they do, all of their tactics are based on the weather. So they'll be watching the forecast, and for sure we'll be out here throughout the rest of the week to get this fire out. Back to you.
All right, Michael Spear with TVJ down there. And thank you so much, Michael, for being with us this morning. The weather can be your best help in firefighting and also be your worst nightmare. So thankfully it's working out for them a little bit today. Let's see if Miami can pick up more rain. We'll give you a quick hourly forecast. And if the opportunity today with those light and scattered showers around the morning, we had some lightning as well in some of these. And Jim's concern yesterday, we were talking about this, that lightning would be more prevalent than the rain in some of these storms. But we did get a good amount of rain yesterday. We still have the opportunity of getting some storms this afternoon. Every little bit of rain will help. Jen, we've got the look for the forecast this morning.
Yeah, and we're going to look at the parts of the Northeast, and we could be looking at, as you said, some damaging winds out there, as well as this setting up right around the time you're driving home. We're talking to you, Philadelphia, as well as New York. Right now, New York City, you have no problems out there. 52 degrees. It looks really nice this morning, but the problem is you've got some cooler air that is working in as well, in addition to the severe weather threat. Let's show you what's happening. You see this? Well, this is all that warm air in place. And then if you look, we have a low and a front with that cool air. Well, that's going to be eventually taking over. But you see the showers triggered ahead of this. This activity is all going to be making its way over towards the east. Might see a little bit of shower activity popping off for areas including the central parts of Pennsylvania as well as New York earlier on. But as we go later into the day, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, D.C., you're starting to see things get a little bit lively there. Thunderstorms arriving for you. So by the time you're driving home, keep in mind you're going to be looking at the potential for some of these storms to kick out. It looks like some strong winds. And then notice Buffalo, you have some snow showers out there. Pay attention to that. Moving into Syracuse as well. We'll see that through the late evening into tomorrow morning. And then we break down Buffalo's forecast. It looks like this. Today, very windy out there, 46 degrees with that strong low up in Canada. And then we'll continue to see that through 3 o'clock. And there comes that chance again for some of that wintry mix. They're saying, why are so many people dealing with that snow? With all that cold air across the Midwest, it's going to be invading the Northeast as well.
It was one of our first looks this morning because there surprisingly is a lot still on the board. Ana Ruiz Rodriguez, gorgeous in peach. You just made me smile this morning. What's going on out there today?
I'm just trying to keep up with Sam.
All right,
so
easy.
It's Earth Day. It's already trending on Twitter.
Okay.
But it's been an active morning. If you're living in Cincinnati or maybe even Oklahoma, you are woken up by thunder and some reports of hail. Take a look at this picture coming out of Cincinnati this morning. Look at that. Is that pea-sized hail?
Yeah.
This was covering the greens over at the Cincinnati Cricket Club grounds.
Yeah.
This was reported early this morning. You actually mentioned it not too long ago.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
Yep.
With that front, absolutely.
Meantime,
so this is what's coming, as we talked about to New York, in Pennsylvania, Eastern
That's what's
Pennsylvania,
moving
and
east
DC this afternoon.
Yep.
That's it. Talking about New York, look at this. April 21st, the caption reads, and you can still do both of these things. Ice skate and picnic.
And eat outside. I do like the combination of that, when you can sit outside. And is that in Central Park or is that in Rock Center?
I think that's Rock Center.
I can't tell.
It does kind of look like Rock Center.
I think Central Park, the ice skating rink is much more isolated and round.
You're exactly right. It's
and I've been there because I've fell a couple times there before. But anyways, hashtag Earth Day. Send us your pictures at AMHQ.
All right. Earth Day is the most important thing I can say right now. Just send us the pictures if you've got events.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
There was a time when the sea gave way to the sky, raising an amazing destination like no other. Atlantis. Book now and receive a $250 airfare credit, plus a free shallow water dolphin interaction. Hurry, offer ends soon. Visit AtlantisBahamas.com.
If you're not happy with how your allergy medicine treats your congestion, rethink relief with Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, relieving the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. It's non-addictive and has no harsh taste, and unlike Flonase, it's scent and alcohol-free. And it's available over the counter at full prescription strength. Rethink your relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
The Luxury Uncovered event is going on now at Alpacker Lincoln. Enjoy exceptional savings on your favorite Lincoln models, like an MKZ, gas or hybrid, just $249 a month, or the all-new 2015 Lincoln MKC, just $289 a month. And bottom line windshield pricing on over 200 new Lincolns. The Luxury Uncovered event at Alpacker Lincoln on Military Trail. And remember, before you buy, price Packer.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by Lennox. What perfect feels like.
Lennox makes the quietest system you can find. So even though it's the most powerful force in your home, it won't sound like it is. Save up to $1,700 on qualifying systems, now through June 12th.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees with light rain. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 81. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, good morning, Detroit. We're 19 minutes after the hour. So glad you're with us this morning as we show you that picture of our skies. Hey, you're going to start your morning in the 30s. Right now, we're at about 38 degrees, as it says on the screen. We're going to end up in the 40s. We'll probably get to 45 today. Wind gusts, hey, you'll notice those today. 20 to 30 miles per hour, and you're not alone. Should even point out, and Jim, we were just talking about that, and Jen's here as well. Severe thunderstorm warning until 6:30 this morning in Oklahoma. So I just wanted you to know that that's going on. We're watching that severe as well.
Of course, we'll follow that.
Yep.
All right, well, let's talk about what's going on. It is supposed to be April. Of course, that's what it says. And we're supposed to be looking at spring weather, but apparently somebody didn't get the message. Yeah. Temperatures running well below average. Now, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, Sam, but the problem is, hello, it's next Thursday. You've got a lot more days to deal with
It's a long way to run until you get the payoff of above 60 degrees or even to the pattern we get. And remember, we've been talking about this for the past couple of days. Jet stream drops down. You get this cool shot of air that's coming directly out of Canada. It's got kind of a northwestern attitude on it, which means cooler temperatures, 10 to 20 degrees below your normal mark. Chicago, you're in it. Detroit, Buffalo's in it. Indy as well this morning.
Yeah, and that cold air, it's moving to the east. So while you're in the northeast, you're thinking, oh, ha, you guys dealing with the cold weather. It's coming for you. In fact, we're going to be looking at some snow showers setting up potentially for parts of the northeast. As we look right now, we'll show you some of those temperatures in the 40s and the 15s. Sam, what's going on with this?
Well, and let me also go back to the northeast for just a minute, because as that front, this is what happens to you today into this evening. As that cold front continues to shift through, your temperatures are going to drop just like theirs. So 15 to 20 degrees cooler than normal in the northeast for the day tomorrow. Buffalo's at 42 degrees, right at that 15 degree below normal mark. Pittsburgh as well. So think about it cool, but your skies are actually going to be fairly nice.
Yeah, nice and bright and blue. It's just going to be deceiving out there.
Yeah. So Cincy, we'll take a quick run at you. Same thing. We get to 66 on Monday, but you really take till Friday to get the payoff of the milder air.
And then just Saturday is just all kinds of wrong.
All right, we just told you there were some severe storms popping up in Oklahoma. Jim's going to give us a run not only on what's happening today, but the run of the next few.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do here. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's set it up for you first. Kind of an elongated trough out west. One of the things I like to see are the triggers for the severe showing up, even on the water vapor, so you can kind of see them. The first one is spinning here west of El Paso. The second one is southwest of Los Angeles. And the third one is in the making here. So really, this is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's triggers, and they will all rotate out of the trough and pretty much help to focus the severe threat right across the nation's heartland. Fridays could be the biggest punch because it full bodily comes out as a pretty significant piece. All right, so the trough in the east, we talked about this yesterday, with the exception of the cold front. We're not going to have, tornado-type triggers up and through here. The tornado potential is really across the southern plains with our best moisture and our best deep layer shear, which we'll talk about. So here we go into Thursday and into Friday. I talked about this big piece coming out. There it is as we work our way through the 4 o'clock afternoon. Again, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Wichita, maybe even Kansas City threatened by this. So we'll just have to wait and see. Today, we like to take our most unstable cape, where's the best energy that's usable found, and overlay that with a deep layer shear. In other words, 0 to 20,000 feet, where's that roll? Where's that roll? We go from 0 winds to, 10 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour at 20,000 feet, and you get that nice horizontal roll and eventually get a mesocyclone out of that. So this is the best chance to get rotating thunderstorms today. Western Oklahoma down through Dallas, down in toward Shreveport, and across western Mississippi. And that's pretty much where the front's going to be. So this afternoon, the cold front's going to drop south almost to the Red River here, and that's going to set up this area. The question is, Sam, what is this morning's thunderstorm complex that we have right in through here do? Does this come down and pollute the atmosphere? Does it set up a new boundary? Let's see what the model does. It has it here. It doesn't have it as far southwest, so it doesn't initiate it very well, but it kind of loses it by 1 o'clock. But there's some interesting stuff going on as we go on through the 4:30 hour. It looks like the front is right here. There's probably going to be some semblance of a dry line coming out and through here. And then where's that old thunderstorm boundary? Is that sitting right in through here as well? Yeah. So there's all sorts of mechanisms out there that are going to make it a little polluted today. But we have one shot, again, around the beginning of the rush hour, certainly for Dallas and Fort Worth. And then, as we would expect during the overnight hours, the low level jet kicks in, thunderstorm complex develops, and then it's going to pretty much ride down the cold front through the overnight hours and head in toward Shreveport. So Dallas, again, a twofold threat. First one's about 4:30, 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then potentially around midnight tonight.
All right, Jim, we'll watch it. I know you are too. Hey, here we go. Florida's coastline. What will it look like in the future? But this is Earth Day. So let's give a shout out to the Everglades on Florida's coastline. We're talking about Everglades National Park, one of the 58 national parks in our country. And water is already changing. Water levels are already changing. Could we lose it? We'll talk about that in a minute.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
So, you say men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Then how'd I get this?
Safe driving bonus check. Every 6 months without an accident, Allstate sends a check. Silence. Are you in good hands?
Gone fishing. It's a sign that means we've locked up and headed off to do something we love. Luckily, there's an entire state dedicated to those little signs, with 19 million acres of woods. Gone biking, gone golfing, and the world's longest freshwater coastline. Gone rock skipping, gone sailing, gone wandering. Meet you on the playgrounds of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Once there was a girl with important people to impress and no time to spare. Luckily, she protected her dress from odors with new Downy Fresh Protect. It's like deodorant for your clothes. Just toss it in with detergent, and like deodorant, it neutralizes odors on the spot, protecting fabrics all day long. So even on the busiest of days, her dress always smells like success. New Downy Fresh Protect. Wash in the wow.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green. Live life outside.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees with light rain. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 81. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
29 minutes after the hour. We're so glad you're spending some time with us this morning on AMHQ. It's Wednesday morning. Let's get you going. Earth Day, in case you're just waking up. And Jen, it's a little bit late in April to have snow, rain, and storms still on the board.
Yeah, you're right. It's a little bit of madness out there, but it looks like that cold air is going to be staying around for a while. As we show you have really two lows that we're watching, one across parts of the southwest and one up towards Canada, bringing in strong winds. Let's take you over to the wall and show you what's going on. We look at Florida because this time yesterday we were tracking this because we had those stronger storms moving through. Right now we have this front that's basically just decided to park in Florida, because who doesn't want to park in Florida, because it's always so nice there, but expect to see some storms around. And then we talk about the cold air that is back in. What we have is a strong low up towards north, cold air being funneled in, and we're looking at wind gusts in some of these locations up to about 35 miles per hour. But the problem, temperatures running 10 to 20 degrees below average. And then the final story, and the biggest story that we're looking at, once again, the threat for severe storms to arrive. We're really going to see these days really start to build in intensity. We started up for today, and then the next day, and then by Friday morning, we could be looking at potentially, certainly some strong storms around with those damaging winds. And we even have some torcons out there as well. Of course, Jim will talk more about that, but now you take over.
Yeah, we're talking a little bit about the Everglades this morning, and we have been because the president's going to honor Earth Day with a climate speech from the Everglades National Park. It's one of our 58 national parks in the system. But the Everglades is a key ecosystem for wildlife, and millions of people enjoy it. It's being threatened by rising sea levels, and this is going to confuse a lot of folks. When you think about the Everglades, you think about salt water. But one of the big problems is saltwater intrusion. So let's go deeper on this problem with a guy who did the reporting and is doing the work for us this morning, Chris Mooney. Hey, Chris, the environmental reporter with the Washington Post. Good morning. Glad you're there. You got a gorgeous shot of the Capitol behind you. It's a nice spring day. Hey, let's talk. The White House, sorry. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the Everglades, though. Why are we worried about salt water? When I think of Florida, I think of it being surrounded by salt water.
Right. Well, the Everglades is this really magnificent ecosystem that lies on a boundary, essentially, between freshwater that's cascading south from Lake Okeechobee, and then, of course, the saltwater in the Gulf and the Florida Bay. So, actually, it's got a combination of ecosystems, and the freshwater and the saltwater are up against each other.
It's a very delicate balance, and I think that's what makes it so vulnerable. Let's talk about seawater change or rise. What have you found out in your reporting? Are we on schedule? Are we ahead of schedule? Is it something that we even need to worry about?
Sure. Well, we've had less than a foot over the 20th century, but the 21st century is projected to be several feet. So you're going to have more total sea level rise and a rate increase for sea level rise. And that's what people are really worried about, because that, of course, gives, in effect, the salt water, it gives it an advantage over the fresh water. And so it can both come in at, the level of the ground where we see it, but also seep underneath. And then it can get into groundwater and aquifers. And of course, what's crucial about the Everglades is that the water that goes down into the Everglades and feeds it is also water that feeds the Biscayne Aquifer, which South Florida depends upon for drinking water.
Yep, so it's really important to protect it for the water and the wildlife. Hey, in your reporting, Chris, do you really feel like this is something that your generation may not be able to see if we don't get some answers here?
Well, yeah, if we don't find a way to protect the Everglades and also find a way to send more fresh water into the Everglades, that's what Everglades restoration is all about, is actually sending more fresh water down, then yeah, it's definitely in peril. All the research suggests that sea level rise puts it in serious peril, but there's things that can be done through proper restoration and through basically strengthening the fresh water again.
Yeah, it's a very hot button political issue as well, which I'm sure is why you guys tackled it at the Washington Post. Chris Mooney with the Washington Post, thank you so much for your time this morning, and you can also catch his reporting. Are you on the .com? Hey, Chris, is the story on the .com for you guys?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so it's WashingtonPost.com, right?
WashingtonPost.com.
All right, super. Chris, thank you so much. Just wanted everybody to be able to read your article. It is Earth Day. Let's talk about those sea level rises. Jim, you had a chance to look at some of the models, and he is right. South Florida is in great danger of saltwater intrusion.
We know the sea's rising, okay? We've seen that. We can measure it. So regardless about how you feel about climate change, that's just something certainly that we can look at. Again, southern Louisiana, southeast Florida, parts of the East Coast, really everybody is vulnerable, especially as we go toward 2050. Estimates anywhere from 1 to 3 feet, 6 feet by the time we get to 2100. Here's a water rise of 150 in Miami. And as you can see, we've already got big problems in through here. The Financial District, beautiful South Beach, which everybody goes. Look at the Everglades. All right, we start losing the Everglades big time. Marco Island as well, Naples, all these beautiful areas here, Bonita Springs as well. And remember, guys, here's a 2-foot rise, and then of course a 3-foot rise. I mean, we're in dire straits here, no question about it. Naples, the east coast of Florida as well, the Miami metropolitan area. Each storm that follows these rises means that the storm surge will be that much higher. Consider that.
Fact. Advil is not only strong, it's gentle on your body too. No wonder doctors and patients have trusted Advil for their tough pains for over 30 years. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
Do you regularly wear underwear? Do you wear underwear? Yeah. Deb?
Yes.
Yes.
I never wear underwear.
Never? Was that too much information?
Yes.
Now, do you think you can get too much information from your car?
No.
This is an email from my car. There are hundreds of diagnostics that the vehicle gathers and sends to me. Does anybody want to meet the sender of this email? This is the 2015 Chevy Malibu.
I love it.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
Sundays.
One man's trash
Get to work.
is another man's totally awesome beer can space heater.
Hi. Brainstormers. Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 81. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And 39 minutes past the hour. It is Wednesday morning, and right now we're starting off looking at a live view of Buffalo. Cloudy skies out there. We've got a couple things on the platter for you today. We're going to be looking at cool temperatures out there and, yeah, a chance for some snow. Let's start it off showing you your hourlies as we go throughout the day. Yes, it's going to be windy out there, but it's also going to be cool. Look at your temperatures. At 5 o'clock, 44 degrees, and then you drop back down to the 30s, but you're focusing on that snow-rain mixture coming at 9 o'clock tonight. Yes, that is a reality. Now, we're going to time the temperatures and how they're really going to change over the next 24 hours. Notice the 40s out there. You see the front, the warm air surging down towards the south, including New York and D.C. They'll look at temperatures in the 60s. You're going to get more of that sunshine out there. You're going to warm up today, but the problem is by Thursday morning, 5 a.m., that cold air is just really going to be spilling back in. Looking the 30s as well as the 40s. We have the dip in the jet stream, bringing that cold air in place. That front comes through. At the same time, we're going to be looking at some storms trying to pop up as well. But as we show you, the April chill is in place. That cold air that's setting up across parts of the Midwest, it is going to be sharing the love with our friends in the Northeast. Today, you see the high, 73 degrees in D.C., and we're looking at 70s around for areas including to the south. But for tomorrow, numbers running 15 degrees below average where they should be. 53 in New York, 51 in Boston, and it gets even cooler out there. We're looking at lows in the 30s, but you're really going to feel a difference by tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll feel a difference in the
24-hour
temperatures.
change.
Yeah, you're going to notice it right away. Hey, let's dive back into Texas and talk directly to Texas moms, because we know that these thunderstorms are going to kick up and they're going to mean a big schedule shift in your plans for practices. They come at all the wrong times in the afternoon. They can totally disrupt an entire routine, but also if your business takes you outdoors. And Kathy Tams does. She lives in Austin this morning. Hey, Kathy, thank you for hashtagging my weather for us. I know you're an avid runner. Your day starts very early. I know you got like a 5:30 workout class with some friends. So where are you in the morning right now, just so we know?
I am at the Pack Fit.
Yeah.
And that's where I work out every morning.
Okay, perfect. So, and let me get, your son is Dylan. So Dylan's already kind of like got himself ready to go. And Lyndon is your husband, and he's already out the door as well, right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So knowing that you have got a lot going on and the photography is important to you, it's graduation season. As a photographer, that's one of your big deals. So how do the storms impact that for you?
Well, when the storm come in and there's rain and wind, basically I have to cancel a session because you want pictures to look good. Yeah, exactly. You want them to look nice. You want better weather for them. And then you have to juggle the afternoon practice schedules as well with these storms, right? Yes, swim practice. He doesn't want to be out there when it's too cold.
Yeah, and we don't want him out there in the lightning either. So let's talk about it. Hey, and by the way, Kathy, I mean, congrats. You are a 5:30 every morning workout person?
Yes.
I love this. Are you coffee, not coffee? I'm trying to figure this out. You just do it naturally?
I do drink coffee.
Okay, thank goodness. Then you and I are bonded right there. Because some people say give it up, but I just can't. I can't let go of my coffee. All right, let's talk about your forecast a little bit this morning and get you ready for your day. Unfortunately, I think we've got this round of afternoon storms for you. Jim's been drawing the line a little bit to the east, so more of eastern Texas has a problem. But look at our hourly for you. So I know that by the time we get to the afternoon hours, there's going to be a moment of clouds, probably between 11 and 1. Right after 1, and it's probably 1:30 or 2, the sunshine tries to make it out. As it does, it will heat up some afternoon storms, and this is the worst time for you, I think. Am I right with that?
In the afternoons?
Yeah,
yes.
when they're...
Yes.
Yeah, so again, we've got those scattered storms around, not in full severe fashion, but we do have some scattered storms from 3 all the way to 7. Just keep an eye in the sky, and I hope it works out for you. So is there, can I just ask you one thing that might work out? Is there a stretch or something that I can get out of this to help me wake up this morning?
Jumping jacks.
Are you a jumping jack person, like the old school jumping jack routine?
Jumping jacks and burpees.
No, so burpees, I do not get down on the ground for burpee because I'm so worried that I can't get back up. All right, but I will do the jumping jacks in the commercial break. We may even Periscope that. Kathy, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you coming in for us this morning and join us. If you want us to join you anywhere in your day, #MyWeather, and we'll join you just like we did Kathy Tam this morning. So Enritis Rodriguez has your headlines.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. We begin our headlines in the Mid-Atlantic with protesters on the streets of Baltimore. They're demanding murder charges against 6 suspended Baltimore police officers. Freddie Gray died Sunday in police custody. An autopsy showed his spinal cord was nearly severed at the neck. Take a look at your screen. This is the most incredible video you'll see all day. A man in a motorized wheelchair rolls off the platform at a Washington Metro station. 2 commuters waiting for the train jump in the pit and pull the man off the tracks, all within 30 seconds. He has cuts, but should be okay. In the meantime, it's Earth Day, and New York Mayor Bill de Blasio is unveiling a zero waste program today. He wants to cut the city's trash output 90% in 15 years. The plan reportedly includes financial incentives to homeowners who recycle more and generate less trash. We're back after your local.
Where do you get this kind of confidence? At your Ford dealer, that's where. Our expert trained technicians, state-of-the-art technology, and warranted parts keep your vehicle running right. It's no wonder we sold more than 3.5 million tires last year. And during the big tire event, get a $120 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now, I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
I am never getting married.
Never.
Guaranteed. You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Breathe. Pull over here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
I lost 40 pounds. Hydroxycut really works.
I thought I was going to be the big kid my whole life. I never thought I'd look like this.
Hydroxycut is America's #1 selling weight loss supplement brand. Lose weight your way. Mix and match gummies, tablets, and drink mix.
I lost 37 pounds. Thanks, Hydroxycut.
Hydroxycut lets you lose weight your way. And look for new Hydroxycut appetite control to help curb hunger for hours.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, piled high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then topped with bacon.
Or try our hook and ladder light. It starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one. Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
Where you get your weather
matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on.
Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 81. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes after the hour. Hello, America, but we got an issue in Chicagoland. Good morning, Chicago. Did you walk out the door and think that you saw snow this morning? You are absolutely right. We had some snowflakes falling around the area. At 38 degrees, we don't really need to worry about it sticking very much right now, but I'll tell you, I just wanted you to know in case you walked out the door and went, wow, did I have a hard night last night, or is that a snowflake?
Am I having a flashback to winter?
Yeah,
and there's snow flurries
flashback to everything?
Yeah.
And I will just say that we're going to 50 degrees today, so it isn't one of those, we'll keep the clouds around for a while. It isn't one of those real problems, but it's there.
Yeah, it's going to be cold over really about the next 7 to 10 days. But on a serious note, we want to take you over and actually go down under in Australia, where heavy rain and flooding actually is causing a big problem there. We told you about this yesterday. Well, this is for the third straight day. You see people getting around on a horse there. Well, reportedly hundreds of people were trapped and had to be evacuated from their cars, homes, even their rooftops. Now, at least 3 people died in the flooding there. They have winds up to 85 miles per hour, and it actually snapped power lines and ripped roofs off homes and businesses. You see people driving through the flooding there. Well, get this. They picked up 12 inches of rainfall just in one day alone. In addition to that, offshore, a cruise ship was actually stuck out on sea after they were dealing with nearly 40-foot waves as well as the strong winds out there. They couldn't get back over to dock, and I guess we're going to be talking more about that coming
Jen's
up.
background is international weather.
Fascinating story.
And Australia gets a lot of wild weather. On one of those passenger ships, one of the members or crew folks or passengers, I guess, on that ship, we're going to talk to them later on this morning, and you can imagine what it was like. Rachel said it got incredibly violent with those 40-foot waves. We're not talking about rogue waves. We're talking about regular pounding waves. Everything went flying. We're going to talk about them and what the crew did to help with them a little bit later. Hey, Jim, severe weather ramping up today. I know you wanted to get in some of these recent storms, too.
Yeah, we're going to talk about what's happening in Oklahoma right now, how that may influence this afternoon's severe across northern Texas and maybe even eastern Oklahoma. So let's get into this. So first of all, of course, this is where we usually had the winter weather update, and you can see winter pinwheeling around through the Great Lakes again, even into Chicago. And Greg Diamond tells me if we get a measurable snow in Chicago, this will be the latest since 1950. So we'll see. But we have had some sleet coming down. All right, highest Torcon today across northern Texas. It is sitting at a 4 to 10 chance within 50 miles of seeing a tornado in through here. Let's talk about this morning. We've got a little thunderstorm complex which is rolling down through southwestern Oklahoma. What's interesting, though, is it seems to be maybe a little elevated because right now there's no wind being reported with this, even though if you look at some of the high-resolution radar products, there's actually wind in this. We've had some golf ball hail earlier on, but you can see right now we're over Chickasha down toward Lawton. There's an area of potential wind here, winds potentially up toward 60 miles per hour, and there you can see them. These little areas of blue right here are about 55 to 60 miles per hour. It just doesn't seem to be making it down to the ground, which is a good thing. Nobody wants a damaging wind, but keep an eye out. It may do that. This is the high-resolution HRRR model, and notice the void, all right? It doesn't have that. So you can already say we're going to have issues with this model throwing it out there. But I did want to show you this because I think it shows some interesting features this afternoon. Not having that boundary, where is it going to wind up by about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Is it going to be here? Is it going to be farther south? Is it going to be south of Dallas? That's certainly a possibility here because we know we're going to have a front which is probably going to be sitting somewhere in here. We're going to have a dry line, which is going to be coming out of West Texas here. And if we have this old rain-cooled boundary, does it sit over Dallas? That's going to be a big question. Either way, storms are forecast to initiate south of Dallas and over Dallas and then across western Texas as well. If I was chasing today, I'd probably be somewhere up and through here where that triple point is because that's where you're going to get your best rotation, or at least help with this low-level rotation. As we work our way to tomorrow, our Torcon moves to 3. What's interesting, though, is out of those 3 disturbances that rotate around the upper air low, it looks like this one, at least per the model, doesn't have much. A lot of cloud cover, looks like, in the forecast as we work our way through Thursday. A couple of storms here is all it triggers. But look at what happens in South Texas. So this may be the day that our southern branch of the jet stream is more active, Sam. Corpus Christi on up toward Houston in terms of the storms. And Friday we really have to watch out for, I think, from Kansas City all the way down through Oklahoma and Dallas. Torcon's already 4 for eastern Kansas, all the way down and toward North Texas. This is the day that the whole upper system comes out bodily. And should other things line up, could be a big day for tornadoes. We need to watch it. Back to you.
Okay, Jim. Hey, Jim, we were talking about the pictures of snow in Chicago, and we got some social.
People are sharing it all over social media. Take a look at this first one coming out of Chicago. They thought it was hail at first, and it's not. Jim Cantore has confirmed this is not hail. This is snow.
Well, you can see from the flakes, too. It's just very light snowflake.
Yeah, this happened early this morning, and we're also following fog in Maine. Take a look at this next picture coming out of Hamden. They have a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. This was sent by a local firefighter there, so thank you so much. And it's Earth Day. Did you notice that our bug is green? Or
You
what
know
we call
what?
our
I
bug?
did
Earth
notice.
friendly.
Yeah, our little Weather Channel bug is green. I didn't. I'm so glad you pointed that out.
I didn't notice it either. Your pictures.
Very observant.
If you take multiple medications, a dry mouth can be a common side effect. That's why there's Biotene. It comes in oral rinse, spray, or gel, so there's moisturizing relief for everyone. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
The more you learn about your insurance, the more gaps you may find. Like how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
25,000 mornings, give or take, is all we humans get. We spend them on treadmills, we spend them in traffic, and if we get lucky, really lucky, it dawns on us to go spend them in a world where a simple sunrise can still be magic. 25,000 mornings. Make sure some of them are pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Each and every day, helpless animals are abused, and they're left to suffer in fear and pain. These innocent animals have endured some of the most horrendous conditions: starvation, needless cruelty, and neglect. It's hard to imagine such abuse, and it's even harder to watch. But we can't turn our backs on them, because no animal deserves to suffer like this, and they need our help now. These animals are broken, and the ASPCA is desperately trying to reach them, bring them into our care, and heal their wounds. But we can't do it without your support. All you have to do is go online or call this number now. For just $18 a month, that's only 60 cents a day. Here's what you'll provide: emergency medical treatments, food, shelter, and so much love. Please go online or call right now, and we'll send you the picture of an animal from our shelter. Sign up in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also receive this free ASPCA t-shirt. Your support is a lifeline and a second chance to the animals who have suffered so much. Please help us rescue them before it's too late. Go online or call with your monthly gift now.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 81. Winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, good morning to you. It's Wednesday, and not just the middle of the week. Hey, let's say Happy Earth Day. You get a chance, just, pat the planet a little bit today. Hey, we've got some big news going on this morning. Chicagoland, if you're waking up to a little bit of snow and you think, wait, is that snow? Is that snow stacking up on it? Did I just have a rough night? That is snow. We've got a little bit. It's not that it's measurable. It's kind of dusting some areas this morning. We're going to show you some incredible pictures that you're sending in to us live this morning with that cool shot of air. I'm not surprised if we get some Detroit snow involved in this today, because it's really acting up there and a little bit overproducing with that cold air. That is the snow in Chicago making its move across the shot. Look at that. Looks like a dust storm in the distance, but that's the snow right through that area. So we're on it for you this morning. Better than a local. Hey, Dallas, let's talk a little bit about your morning drive. We've got a little bit, we've had some severe weather running through the area, and we'll have that threat continuing into the afternoon hours. We'll watch those storms light up through the day. It is a close call in Lexington, Kentucky. Take a look at this. A tree comes crashing down after days of rain. This UK student barely made it out just before that tree fell in the area that he was. We'll talk. Okay, cruise chaos. 30-foot waves stranding a cruise ship. We've had any reports of 30 to 40-foot waves. These aren't rogue. Take a look at those seas. And imagine being, I gotta say, trapped on a cruise ship in conditions like that. It is not the vacation you imagine. We're gonna talk to people on board. And Jim, we've got some active weather to talk about this morning already.
We do. Probably 3 or 4 days here.
I gotta ask you, what'd you think about that little line of snow?
Where did we get that picture?
Yeah, social.
That just came, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can clearly see that's just a snow band coming in to Chicago. Awesome. By the way, if we do get measurable precip in Chicago, measurable snow, I should say, it'll be the first time since 1950 that we've had it this late in the season. Pretty cool, huh?
Yep.
All right, so Torcons of 4 again across north areas, north and west of Dallas today. This is just day 1, ladies and gentlemen. Day 2 tomorrow, we'll look in the same area, probably between Dallas and Shreveport with our Torcon of 3. It's a little bit lower tomorrow. We don't have as strong a forcing, at least that's what the models say, but it looks kind of impressive on the satellite, if you ask me. And then as we go toward Friday, Sam, this I think is the best chance for more widespread tornadoes from Kansas City down to Wichita, even as far south as Austin, Texas. So we will need to fine-tune Friday as we get closer to it.
All right. Well, you know how wet it's been in Kentucky. We've been talking about all that rain that was just training for weeks and weeks. It's been a close call for a University of Kentucky student when a tree comes crashing down on top of his car. Let's tell you this story because it happened in Lexington where heavy rain has just saturated the soil in the area. And this young man was walking to his car when his mom leans out the door and calls him back into the house and says something, like, hey, you forgot something, or hey, come here. And of course, he behaves because we all do what our mom says. Well, as he was talking to her, that tree came down and crashed right on the car. So if there's another example, Mom, I can hear you right now in the living room going, mothers know best in case they do. They definitely do. Family isn't sure exactly what caused that tree to come down, but we can tell you that tree was about 300 years old and that ground is saturated. And the root ball of these trees gives way easily because you need big dry ground to hold them in position. When the ground is wet, those trees are more easily toppled. A Lexington area in the soil, some of the wettest in the country right now. Lexington picked up more than 10 inches, almost 11 inches of rain since April 1st, making it the second wettest April on record. Now that surpasses the 9 inches back in 1970, and it's over 2 inches away from the all-time wettest April back in 2011. We have a little bit of time left in April. I hope you don't get it. The rain moving into the northeast by early this afternoon. afternoon could accompany this cold front. And Jim, it could be a little crackling storm or two with some of that rain in the northeast.
I think so. We're going to get heating for a good part of the day. We've got some moisture ahead of the cold front, and this is a pretty cold upper air mass that's coming down as well, and evidenced by the snow this morning in Chicago. And Sam, soon to be Detroit. You mentioned that at the top of the hour.
Yep.
So, of course, I loaded a radar for you here. We'll show you in just a second. All right, buddy?
I just saw it.
I want to show everybody.
Close,
You're on it. You're on it, my friend. So big spiraling cold upper air low here. We've got a cold front, which is making its way off toward the southeast. This will be the one that will get active. It's already active. And, of course, it'll be even more active this afternoon along the I-95. But here you go, Sam, right here. That's a little area of snow, maybe even some sleet mixed in, dropping off toward the southeast. We've got the snow in and around Chicago. That was just the coolest shot.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, tell them in Detroit if they see it. Send us in the picture.
Yeah. So if you get the snow I think they got your mic open. So probably, it's a double trouble.
Was
already said, buddy. You're on it. You're on it. Definitely send us the pictures if you get the snow. So here's the cold front dropping off toward the southeast. Model does that. Look at that. What a nice job at initiation. And you know that makes me happy because that means I have confidence when I show you what the model does this afternoon. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, but at least it gives me confidence in showing you what's going to happen. So from Albany and Monticello, New York, all the way down through Philly, Baltimore, and D.C., some thunderstorms here. Some of these could produce some gusty winds right around the rush hour, I hate to say, before they move on out. Probably some lightning, too. Do not be surprised at all to see the Allegheny Plateau up toward the hills around Binghamton. Everybody gets into this. All right, so Torcon 4 today, north central Texas. We've already got some action going on this morning in Oklahoma. And this is, these little morning surprises can really make it an interesting afternoon for the forecasters because where do these boundaries wind up? Does this just keep going all morning? Well, at least the HRRR model does not do a good job in initiation with this. So we're going to use our RPM model. It does a little bit better job, Sam. It kind of brings this off toward the southeast and kind of leaves this boundary over Dallas by about 1:30 this afternoon. And then here comes of course, the cold front is up and through here. We've got the dry line coming out as well. Looks like some action right in between those areas. And that's where we have some of the highest storm relative velocity, storm relative shear, storm deep layer shear, and also some of the highest CAPE or instability. So it's going to be interesting. A couple of rounds of rain and thunderstorms for Dallas. One around rush hour, the other one after the sun goes down.
Okay, important to know. Also, Arkansas and Louisiana involved in that Torcon, so they need to keep an eye to the sky as well today. Let's get back into the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex this morning, and we say good morning to you. It is expected you are to be smack dab in the middle of the action this afternoon, as Jim just pointed out. You've got that Torcon of 4 for the area, so let's go live. How do we go live? We're already there. Mike Seidel is live in Dallas this morning, and Mike, a little daylight on the action there. So it's harder to see the smile sign behind you, but how's it looking in Dallas this morning?
Oh, good morning here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Sam, temperatures are nice and cool in the low 60s. Dew points now in the mid-50s. They're going to come up to the mid-60s this afternoon. And our biggest threat the next couple days will be wind and hail. Just like we had on Friday night. Take a look. This is down along the upper Texas Gulf Coast, Angleton, Texas, at the Carson and Barnes Circus. They were in the tent, the folks turning out for the circus, and then the severe weather hit, and they ran. They grabbed their kids and ran because of that wind. Just too dangerous to be in that circus tent. And we've got more storms like that, and another performance today, a couple of them in Kingsland, Texas, northwest of the Austin area. So again, not a good place to be when you have severe weather threatening. Hopefully the circus organizers are keeping an eye on the radar in a situation like this. That could have been really disastrous. Fortunately, everybody got out okay. Forecast today, hour by hour. Storms beginning to pop up on the radar here in North Texas mid to late afternoon. The better chance of rain and thunder will come later on tonight. Again, wind and hail, isolated tornado threat Torcon 4. And there is your 3-day forecast for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. More storms later tomorrow and tomorrow night with the Torcon of 3 and storms again popping up on Friday. And Sam, by the weekend, we could be touching 90 degrees here in North Texas. Who says it's springtime here in Texas?
Yeah,
it's going to feel like summertime this weekend for a couple of days.
That heat bakes you, too, at 90 degrees there that early in the season. Hey, Mike, happy Earth Day, by the way. I didn't get a chance to say that to you, so happy Earth Day. And, of course, Mike will be on the air.
Thank you. I remember the first one. Way back in 1970. 1970, I was in 8th grade. I mean, it was a big deal back then.
Yeah, please don't ask me where I was in 1970. I was probably a money breadwinner already, gainfully employed. All right, let's get to these pictures. We'll show you what's going on this morning. And can you imagine being on a cruise ship held out to sea away from port by a bad storm? A storm so bad that you couldn't get to the dock. And you're sitting in waves that are 30 to 40 feet high for quite a while.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, partly cloudy early. Scattered thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Starting off at 9 minutes right now. It is Wednesday morning, and hello to you, Chicago. It is 35 degrees. You're saying, is it cold enough to snow? Well, in fact, you have some snow flurries out there. So if you're heading out the door this morning, make sure you grab that jacket. Today, you're only going to see a high of 49 degrees. Then you're going to add in these winds up to 30 miles per hour. It's just going to feel not very spring-like today. But let's show you the forecast. Now, your average high should be 62 degrees. You like the 60s. Those are comfortable. But the problem is your light at the end of the tunnel to see return to normalcy doesn't happen until Thursday or Friday. Now, we're not talking you're going to be in the 40s, but you are going to be in the 50s for quite a while. But at least once you get these clouds out of here, you're going to see bright blue sunshine out there. What we have going on, the dip in the jet stream, and behind that, now we're left with temperatures, I said, running not where they should be, 10 to 20 degrees below average. Right now, it's in the Midwest, but it's making its way into the Ohio Valley as well as into the Northeast. The Northeast, you're really going to feel it by tomorrow morning. But we focus on the Midwest right now, and we show you for Detroit, 15 degrees below average. These are your highs today. 48 degrees in Chicago, 50 degrees in Minneapolis. Then we look ahead through tomorrow. The chill is still in the air, but look, it's invading parts of the east. Buffalo, 42 for your afternoon high. Buffalo is going to be looking at some snow showers out there, so you're not alone, Chicago. Cincinnati, here's your forecast. Your average high should be 67 degrees. Look how you just continue to go down. You go up a bit more, but you don't see the 60s really returning until, and where we should be for this time of the year, until next Friday. So you count those days. We got a long time to get through this.
Yeah, we do. And if you haven't noticed, Jen, Wisconsin, Michigan, Detroit, all talking about a little snow this morning, and everyone's kind of like, this is not fair, A-Rod on social.
And they're sharing it. They're asking themselves, is it April? Like, come on, Mother Nature. I mean, a good way to play Earth Day, right? Take a look at this first picture coming out of the Illinois area of the snow this morning. Incredible image. We've been tweeting this out all morning.
It looks like a blizzard coming your way. In fact, it's not. It's just a little light snow. But if you looked out the window this morning and that's what you saw, you hunkered down.
It looks like a dust storm almost a little bit too.
Yeah, it does.
Like moving into Arizona or something.
Let's head to Traverse City. Good morning to you there. Grapple? Is that it? Hail?
It could be. It's just, it looks a little round to me. It looks like it's still a little hail. It's not as soft as I would expect it to be, but it could be.
You've been sharing so many images. Look at this picture coming out of Florida. What is a reported water spout. This happening yesterday, just north of the Florida Keys when we saw those thunderstorms throughout the day.
Isla Mirada, so beautiful there.
Absolutely
go,
gorgeous.
go, go. Just go.
Keep sending us those pictures. Hashtag Earth Day. What are you doing today? Here at the Weather Channel, we're celebrating. The Weather Channel icon is in green.
I love it.
Maybe we should have worn green.
But I would have thought about it if I was that way.
You have a green suit?
Let's show you some pictures because you're not going to believe this. Check out these images from a Carnival cruise ship that was stuck in a horrendous storm we've been telling you about that's battering Australia right now. It also strands thousands of people aboard the ship in rough seas. So you can't get to port and you can't get off the ship. 30-foot waves keep that ship from getting into the Sydney Harbor.
Yeah, the Carnival Spirit cruise ship was caught in the storm on Monday. Monday night prevented the ship from actually docking yesterday when the entire port was closed. Now get this, they had 36-foot waves out there. They were dealing with wind gusts, hurricane force. The ship was finally able to dock today. 2,500 passengers were on board. 1,500 crew members, according to Sydney, were also on board there. And of course, in addition to all the flooding out there, you see they finally got off the ocean. They're like, we're finally on the ground now.
Yeah.
Look at
just take a look at the last 48 hours there, and you can see how finally that swirl just kind of lets go of the coastline there of Australia and moving out of the way. Let's talk to one of the passengers on board the ship this morning. Rachel Brown joins us live from Sydney. Hey, also a reporter for the Sydney Morning Herald. Rachel, doing double duty because you're reporting and you're a passenger on board the ship. Rachel, first of all, let's just say, is everybody okay? Because you were with your 2 kids and your husband as well. So everybody got off okay?
Yes, everyone was fine in the end. It had been a very, very rough 2 days, but yes, we're all on terra firma now, and we're quite happy to be here.
Pictures of your vacation and happier moments, but tell us what the rough moments were, and when did you think, wow, we're in for it?
Well, you know, it's funny, I'm not the kind of person who panics, but on Monday night when the waves were just crashing into the ship like an explosion, I thought, you know what, I'm glad I listened during that safety drill. I'm glad I know what to do with my life jacket and where I need to go to get on a lifeboat, because if it comes to that, and, you know, thank God it didn't come to that, I know what to do, but it really was very, very scary.
Now, it didn't come to that, but there was a lot of wreckage on board. I heard some glass was breaking, things were flying, people were thrown out of beds. It got pretty bad.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, you know, it was so rough on the Monday night. I mean, people were being thrown out of their beds. I mean, cutlery and crockery were flying all over the place. On on Tuesday morning, when I went up to inspect some of the damage to the upper decks, and you couldn't actually get out there unless you absolutely positively had to go out there, and the only people they were letting out were smokers, which was, you know, funny enough, I'm not a smoker, but
I would hold off. I don't think anyone has to smoke that bad. Rachel, we're so glad you and your family are safe. Thanks for sharing your story with us this morning. We'll be right back.
Doug, we have the results. But first, we have a very special guest. Come on out, Flo. You have anything to say to Flo?
No, just let the results do the talking.
He could do that. We show our Progressive Direct rate and the rates of our competitors, even if Progressive isn't the lowest.
It looks like Progressive is not the lowest. When we return, we'll find out whether Doug is the father. Wait, what?
My budget was always second-guessing me when I'd buy stuff for the family. Finger hut, finger hut, finger hut, finger hut. At fingerhut.com, we can shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items and growing from brands like Samsung, Lego, and KitchenAid. Just click on over to fingerhut.com to get the credit you deserve and great stuff for your family. Oh, not Fingerhut. I got that at a garage sale for $1.
I am the luckiest woman in the world because I was one of the first people to sail on Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line's beautiful Grand Celebration, the newest and best cruise to the Bahamas. With 2 fun-filled nights on the ship, a spectacular day in the Bahamas, and prices from just $149, you can get lucky too. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100. And let the fun begin.
Why do people invest? They invest for what's next. That could be a college dream, a new priority, an active retirement. Whatever next is, it takes smart investments managed by experts who actively spot risks and opportunities. Franklin Templeton has been doing that for over 65 years, helping millions of investors achieve what's next. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8, brought to you by Lennox. What perfect feels like.
Lennox makes the most energy-efficient system you can find, which means the appliance you use the most will also save you the most. Save up to $1,700 on qualifying systems, now through June 12.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 79. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71. Thursday, partly cloudy early. Scattered thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 87. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, guys, looking at the severe threat as we go through today and into Friday specifically, some of our highest numbers in terms of where we could see the tornado day would be on Friday, but you never know. Today we could also see an isolated tornado or two, but right now hail and wind are the primary threats all 3 days. But tornadoes certainly, I think, on Friday could ramp up a little bit. All right, so energy available to the atmosphere, the instability. We like to look at those kind of things because that is the fuel for these thunderstorms. And then where do you get those little rolls in the atmosphere, those horizontal rolls where your wind at the surface is 10 miles per hour and your wind at about 20,000 feet is about 60 miles per hour. So you tend to get these rolls in through here, and when they get caught in an updraft, you have a rotating thunderstorm, a supercell. So those are the ones that produce the tornadoes. The best chance, they also produce the big hail and the gusty winds too. And right now, you can see that overlays right where we have this high torcon area 4 across northeastern Texas. I shouldn't say high torcon area. It's actually low, a low middle torcon at 4 to 10 chance. Every once in a while, you get these little morning surprises with thunderstorm complexes, and they add interest to the weather forecaster's day because you have to figure out where they're going to wind up, certainly by the afternoon when you're supposed to get convective initiation. We've got, again, what appears to be kind of a little bow here toward the tail end of this line, dropping off toward the southeast. Will it interrupt the storms today in Dallas? You'll notice that the RPM model does not have this one on the latest run, so it takes the storms and just dissolves them out as they move off toward the east, but I wouldn't be surprised, certainly, if that whole complex just dropped down to the south. Where does it wind up, though? All right, and what's going to be left of it by about 2 o'clock this afternoon, that's going to play a role eventually in what happens around Dallas. But the players that we do know of certainly are of a cold front that'll be about right in through here. We know we're going to have a dry line working its way out through western Texas as well. And the big question, Sam, is where's that outflow boundary from those thunderstorms going to be? Is it going to be into Dallas? Is it going to be south of Dallas or dissipate altogether? Those are, big questions today. But you can definitely see where we have the torcon, where we have that best instability. Seems to be right along the Red River, right back west through the Cap Rock. That goes, and then during the overnight hours, our low-level jet kicks in. All this congeals into a big thunderstorm complex. Another threat for Dallas, probably about 12 o'clock, 1 in the morning as the storms pass on off toward the southeast. And everything's just going to kind of ride down where the warm, moist air is, and that's down toward the Gulf Coast, because it's cool and dry in Birmingham and Atlanta. But eventually that warm, moist air will make it into the south.
So it looks like an overnight ride for Louisiana as well.
Right, but our best chance, it's certainly the worst weather is going to be there, and it's going to be in the afternoon.
Three things to share with you this morning and share with your friends today. Hey, how about your robot chef at home can fix gourmet meals for you every night? And it doesn't take up a lot of room in a small kitchen because you mount this thing on the ceiling. Wait till you see this. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. The robot, the same firm that builds them for NASA, Robot Arms, could help cook your meals at home. We saw this on IFL Science. 2 London-based firms are teaming up to help you start cooking dinner before you even leave work. The arms are installed over the stove, and they have learned movements. They know the measure of everything, and everything comes out perfectly. They have been recorded as movements from a real professional chef, and they hope to have a consumer model ready by 2017. No word on the exact cost. We're thinking it's going to be somewhere around $15,000. I know it's a lot. I get it, but come on, how cool is it? You can tell your friends, come on, that you have a robot chef.
Right.
That's worth saving a couple of dollars.
I don't have a refrigerator or a stove, but I've got a robot chef.
All right, plastic water bottles. We hate them. Hate them. Sometimes everybody has to use them because you need to drink water on the go. But what if you had a little morsel, tasty morsel of water that you could just squeeze or pop in your mouth, like she is right there? Almost like a little gelatin container of water. Well, there's an alternative for Earth Day. It's environmentally safe water blob. We saw this on City Lab. It's on Mashable. It's also on Mother Nature Network. The inventors call OHO. I think, am I right? Is it UHO? UHO or OHO? You decide. UHO. All right, you can make this yourself, apparently, but they're trying to make it for us and put it in stores and get rid of water bottles. I say yes. It's a clear patch. It holds water. It's biodegradable.
Beautiful.
And you can even eat it if you're hungry. It's kind of an amazing thing.
And you're always ready for a water balloon fight.
Right. You could toss it at your friends. And if you wanted to look up the recipe for it, I had to Google biodegradable water blob, but I think water blob recipe would also work. Tonight is the best night to see the, am I going to get this right, Lyrid meteor shower. Yes. I always said Lyrid, but it's Lyrid. When pieces of a comet fall through the atmosphere and turn into beautiful burning fireballs, it's a perfect time to hold hands with the one you love and pop the question. It might be the perfect night. You can see it 15 to 20 meteors per night tonight, streaking as fast as 110,000 miles an hour. Believe me, you'll remember it. Jim, have you got the satellite up where we can see where it is?
Actually, we're looking good. I mean, look at this. All the storms in the east will be gone. So right in through here, maybe 20 per hour is what we're talking about in the East Coast.
Love is in the air.
Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips are not your mom's chicken strips.
What about my mom?
I like these chicken strips.
Well, we'll see how this goes. Mom, you have an admirer. She is interested?
Okay. Chicken with a kick. Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips. This is how you Sonic.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Need an oil change? Let the boys do it for you with our full-service oil change and a multi-point inspection for only $19.99 with coupon. And make your service appointment easily online at petboys.com. Trust the boys to get you there.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of